So the weather.
Not again.
No, Ida, in the previous episode, we didn't have like a cold open to talk about, so we were talking about the weather, and we're remarking on us being old people.
Yeah, that's such an old person topic.
We were just like, we were just kind of talking about, you know, how social media isn't the way it was, you know, like it can be like an old person conversation too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels
times have changed.
The theme for this Halloween season is like facing our own mortality.
Yeah. These days don't vague post anymore.
Like I said, I miss that shit. I miss like the God, what was like a classic vague post? Just
everything's fine. I just don't want to talk about it. ...
Yeah, just begging for somebody to be like, "What's wrong, man? What's wrong?" He's like, "I can't talk about it, man." And then it's like, you know, you want to talk about it more than anything in the world.
I feel like a classic, almost like worst day ever, like something like that. And then if anybody asked what was wrong, they were like, "No."
Like my girlfriend said she doesn't like anime. I can't be with her anymore.
An actual old person thing is their use of ellipses in emails and messages drives me nuts. I'm like, do you have more to say? Like, why are you ending emails like this?
I don't get.
My dad's a big. When I text my dad, he does that a lot. He'll just like he'll be like, "Cool." ...
I'll see what I can do.
All right, man. ... You're so mysterious.
Yeah. Seems like it definitely doesn't think it's cool. Like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, when I when I had my office job and like a lot of what I was doing was just like emailing people back and forth. It's so funny to agonize over like your tone in an email, because I think about that stuff, just like how I respond, and it's just like, you know, I'm giving someone bad news or like something that like is kind of like how you think about how you're going to like cushion certain things, how you're going to respond. Do I use a bunch of exclamation points? You know, that's kind of like the style now to give a very kind of jovial tone when you're and it's like, I will think about how I'm writing this email to this person, and then I'll send it, and then they'll respond to just like, "Okay, sent from my iPhone," and I'm like, tight. Awesome. Thank you.
I get so many like thumbs up from the older colleagues that I have. Just like, oh. I know they just mean like, "Oh, great," but it seems so unimpressed.
Yeah, that's single dad behavior. Thumbs up emoji.
In work chat too. I guess I do that sometimes, but I mean, I do that a lot of times. And like, I'll do like an emote reaction. That's just my way of being like, I read it. Just like let the person know that like, you know, I see the message.
Right.
Just know whenever you do that, I'm like, oh God, TJ's pissed at me. He's so annoyed right now. He hates me.
He reacted with the 100 emoji, but I don't think he's feeling 100 about that.
Is that ironic or
He's doing a bit. I know it.
TJ.
Yeah. How do you feel about this one?
I do like that one.
That's
or like
cool.
this one.
Yeah.
This one's pretty good. I like
that. That's good. Sweet. I'll stick to those ones then.
Okay.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of ThereWillBeDuds. And this is episode 192, and I am your co-host, TJ, and with me, as always,
I am Nick. And as always, our guests just got bigger. We got 3 more guests for you for our month of horror movies. We got Chris.
Here to talk about the local horrorcast.
Yes. And then we got Peyton, who I think has changed into a clown for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then returning. And then returning again from 28 days later, Ida's back.
Hello.
Can you tell I'm really comfortable doing this?
It's easy when we have one guest because you can just be like, "And with us," and then they can introduce themselves.
Like you say your name, but
it's too hard to be like, and with us, and then let them sort out who.
Yeah, you guys figure
first. Yeah, this is a star-studded episode. This is like the last time we had 5 people on was maybe when we did like Mortal Kombat, which was like episode 25 or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only 2 people survived.
Yeah, we watched a movie. It's our next another movie in our horror month, where each one of us got to pick a movie. Each of us here. Perfect that there is 5 of us too, because there's 5 weeks, 5 Wednesdays this October, so we each got one. I like that worked out so well. And this week was Peyton's pick, and Peyton picked Clown in a Cornfield from 2025, directed by Eli Craig. It is about this father and daughter who moved to a small town in Missouri, and the daughter falls in with a group of, I guess, like delinquents who they make videos that turn like one of the town mascots into like a serial killer. So they do jokey stuff, but then the clown mascot is a clown named Friendo the clown. But then they actually start getting killed off by somebody dressed as Friendo the clown, and then people don't believe them because they think they're just making their videos. But then, obviously it's real. And just kind of felt like, to me, like kind of a classic sort of slasher, like throwback sort of thing. As I do with these, I asked the person who brought it in, Peyton, why'd you pick Clown in the Cornfield for your pick?
Yeah. So I picked it because it's one of the fun movies from 2025 that I've enjoyed in the theater, but I also thought there were some interesting things to discuss about it, even though it's pretty standard slasher. The idea of, if something is predictable, is it still good? So I thought that would be a good thing to discuss.
I like that. I like that angle or whatever.
Yeah, because that's been one of the complaints, I guess, I've heard, and I'm like on the other side of that.
That it's very predictable or whatever?
No, let me rephrase. I do think it's predictable, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I get that's what you meant, but it's just that they're like a common complaint is the predictability of it.
Yeah.
There were some things that I did not predict about this movie.
Yeah, same.
I mean, my experience with this director, Eli Craig, and what sort of clouded my perception like going into this movie was the fact that he did Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which is I haven't seen it in a hot second, but I remember liking it a lot. It's a great like subversion of the horror genre, where if you haven't seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it starts out with your very typical like group of teenagers getting in the car. They're going to go visit a cabin in the woods, and they're going to go through kind of like this podunk town, and they're going to be totally isolated, and they go to like a gas station, and there's going to be a creepy old guy that's like, oh, you better not go to that place. That's where like, so-and-so family got murdered 30 years ago. And it's like, has all the trappings of like, Cabin Fever or like Evil Dead or, all those types of movies. Kind of like the movies that like Cabin in the Woods skewers, if you've seen that. But then it turns out like the two like evil, perceived to be evil redneck guys actually are like really sweet guys that like have good intentions, but the way that horror movies often frame those people, it kind of messes with the tropes of a horror movie, and it's fun. It's a funny movie. It's got some really good kills, and so having all of that in the back of my head, I'm watching Clown in the Cornfield, and I'm like, okay, where's the subversion? Where's like that sort of commentary going to start coming in? And for a second, I thought it was going to be just like a predictable slasher movie, but there were a few things that I was like very pleasantly surprised by, where I think about halfway through, and I think once like all the clown killing starts happening, there's some like stuff that happens that I'm like, oh, okay, like this is interesting to me. Like, oh, they did some stuff that I wasn't expecting. So it was predictable until it wasn't, I guess.
Like, I thought it was fun. I feel like, sure, a lot of slashers are predictable because they do follow like a certain formula, at least to get the slashing going, or like all movies that like it's about, I guess, a teen cast out doing stupid shit. Like, it's always going to be some kind of stuff that you recognize from every other slasher movie. But I still think like it had enough of a twist going. I wasn't sure who was going to be the clown. Like, I didn't. Can we spoil it from the start?
Yeah.
Is anyone upset about being spoiled about clown in the cornfield? Because I kept looking for like, oh, who's the clown? So when they turned out to be like multiple, like 20 clowns, I was like, oh, okay, the whole town's doing the clown thing. So I feel right away that obviously it's like townspeople doing it, but I didn't expect that from the beginning. I thought it would be like
people,
one.
Please.
Like, I kept looking for one, clown culprit.
Yeah, I do think the movie sort of sets it up to be that way, especially with the introduction of Rust. Like, I think he's supposed to be like, oh, he's from the town.
Your main suspect.
And, yeah, exactly. Like, he's kind of awkward. He knows how to hunt, so, he's good with guns and knives, so he's good with weaponry. And I feel like early on when you see him and Quinn walking for the first time, he is like 4 heads taller than her, and I feel like that was an intentional choice to like make it look like, okay, the clown has to be like an adult-sized person, and Rust is like huge. So like I think it's like priming you to think that he's the killer.
Yeah, but I thought it was like a red herring. Like, I thought they wanted you to think it was him, but too obvious, like that it wasn't gonna be him.
because I know Tucker and Dale versus Evil, I was like, okay, I was like, it wants me to think this, but does it want me to think this? But what if it actually wants me to think this?
Yeah. Because I wrote down that Cole as well gave like major clown vibes at one point, as I called it.
Yeah.
Like, clown I was super sus of him. Yeah. He's out there clowning.
And they definitely leave breadcrumbs for him too, because he gives her the little Jack in the Box thing, and he's like, "Oh, well, we have these all over."
They're like, cool, actually. I love that creepy. She's like, wow, that's actually really cool. And I was like, no, you don't think that.
Yeah,
you were reading lines on paper.
Well, because the first kill they show is in 1991, I was expecting like a supernatural slasher at first.
Oh,
I wonder if that's maybe what it's setting up at first. Because
I didn't realize this was the director of Tucker and Dale versus Evil, so I was like, "Oh, okay, that's the vibe we're going with." And then,
because I got excited with the. I didn't realize at first that it was just gonna be a flashback. So I was like, "Oh, cool, 90s setting," because I love those.
So is like the whole 90s element, like with it starting in the 90s, is that supposed to be, maybe this is a stupid question, because it seems like a big theme of the movie is like generations and like generational warfare. So is it supposed to be, it's like we start in 1991 and it's like they're being shithead kids in like the cornfield. So then it's like we go there and then it goes to now. And is it basically saying like, generations don't change, the young people don't change, so like every X amount of years the clown has to come and like cull the herd because the generational kid, it's like, oh, got a bad batch this year, so we got to kill them.
Yeah, I mean, I took it as every generation has their shithead kids, and then you also have the parents who are like, well, we gotta lay down the law here.
Guess we gotta murder our children
by murdering.
Try again.
You kids have it too easy.
Yeah. I took it kind of more like in like the blame the adults, kind of like how all the adult generations always think the younger one is worse, but then they always think that. So like, oh, they felt that way about the 90s generation, and now they feel that way about the 2020s generation. So it's not necessarily that the kids are just shitheads. It's just like the adults will never be happy, no matter what.
You become your parents. It's going to happen. You're going to become old man yelling at cloud, and there's no way to escape it.
Going to become clown in the cornfield.
Yes. All roads lead to clown in cornfield.
At first I thought the clown like lived in the cornfield as well. When he started making like house calls, I was like, oh, I guess he's not confined to the cornfield. I expected it to be like how they wander into the cornfield and then that's when like they die.
Field of Screams.
Holy shit, that's good.
I was also expecting more cornfield in this movie.
The title leads you to believe there's more cornfield happening.
What the hell's a factory doing here?
Yeah, it should be called like Clown in Town or something, you know? It's like he's everywhere.
And then it could rhyme.
That's going to be the sequel.
Clown in Town.
Well, that kind of makes me think another thing. I don't know if you guys knew this. The reason I actually saw this to begin with is it's based on a series of books.
And I did see that, yeah.
I was so blown away by the name of the book, actually. Like, the second one is like, Clown in the Cornfield 2, Return of Friendo. And I was like, the naming convention for a novel, I was like, that's so stupid that I was like, well, I've got to go see this.
Yeah.
And then I ended up actually liking it, though.
Yeah, like on Goodreads or whatever, like the Clown in a Cornfield books have like very, very high ratings.
How many books are there?
I ended up 3.
3. Okay.
Wow.
I ended up buying them. I haven't read them yet, but...
I wonder if there'll be like 3 movies to them.
It'd be cool if this one did well enough, I think. I mean, it was low budget, so I'm sure and it got some traction, so it's possible. Doesn't take much for, horror sequels to be made, they're very common.
Yeah.
Especially when it's based on a book, it's like easier because usually they're based on nothing. It makes them even worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting. I'm sure that they exist, but a horror slasher novel being turned into a movie that is interesting.
So have you read the books, Peyton? Or at least the first one? Oh, okay.
No, I got them after I saw the movie, and they're on my shelf to be read. But I haven't got that far.
I do wonder if the books have that same slant of the subverting expectations, because it makes me wonder if it's the source material or if Eli Craig is just that's kind of his wheelhouse, so he's gonna kind of put it into any horror movie that he makes, where it's bet you didn't see that one coming. Not even in a derogatory way, just I wonder if that's him applying his spin on it. I also wonder if the books are as heavily your generation and your damn phones as the movie is, because I will say, going into it for the first half, that shit became so grating to me that I was just I don't know if I can finish this. Every time, every single time, Will Sasso would come in, or they would just be participation trophy generation, meh. And it's that's not even the right generation. We're the participation trophy generation. The Gen Z, Gen Alpha kids, they didn't even get those. It's not. Because hearing all of that stuff, I was was this written by a 50-year-old white man? Because I feel that's the typical purveyor of those ideas. Just I remember when coffee was just coffee and it didn't have soy and oat milk in it, and I remember when men were men. Ugh.
Oh, I'm sorry about my daughter. She's a vegetarian.
Yeah. Yes.
I will say, I probably had a similar. What you were saying, how people were saying that it's predictable, but you still enjoyed it. I think the same. That's how I felt. I had a little bit of suspicion about Rust, and then kind of Cole, which is funny that they're a couple because Matthew McConaughey's name in True Detective is Rust.
I said that to Chloe at the end of the movie. I was isn't that weird that they're Rust and Cole? And she's like, what? I was yeah, it's True Detective.
And yeah, I'll say the first half-ish, I was not, there were some bits, but I was not really feeling it. I was I get that it was sort of tongue in cheek or whatever, but it was really boring. I did not like the teenage kids. But then, yeah, I would say when they shoot the first clown, and then you see like 10 more clowns come out of the cornfield.
Yeah.
It was like that moment. From then on, I was like, this is pretty great. Like the rest of the movie, I really enjoyed. So it really turned around for me in the second half. And that's also where it started like revealing like, you know, who the killer was and like what was going on. And yeah, all of it, I was like, yeah, obviously it's the parents. Obviously, like this is what's going on. Obviously, those guys are gay. But like the way, I don't know, the way that it was all presented and like it got so much more campy that like I still enjoyed it. It didn't bother me at all that it was very predictable, but it just like leaned into it. It leaned into the campiness way more. I think the moment where I was like into it was where they throw the kid's severed head at the girls and they're like, oh, look, and she like tosses at the other one. She's like, oh, you got blood all over me.
You got corn syrup on me.
Yeah, corn syrup. Yeah. And then, yeah, like when it got to, you know, they take their masks off and it's like, yeah, I know it's you guys. But then like Kevin Durant comes down and he just like has the face paint. He's not wearing a mask and he's like fully crazy. I was like, I'm very into this. I really liked crazy Kevin Durant at the end.
See, I want to know if there's a blooper where he just went into like a Joker impression. Like he just walks up. You want to know how I got these scars?
He kind of looked like Jack Nicholson Joker with like the way that it was done.
Like the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, just to sort of like extrapolate on that, the moment that it was revealed that Rust and Cole were gay was like the moment where I was like, oh, okay, I'm into this now. Just like that, because like the whole romantic, like, oh, is she gonna go with him? Is she gonna go with Rust? Is she, like that whole subplot. And then once it's like sort of revealed that the two of them, like, they don't talk because they like can't acknowledge their feelings for each other, I was like, oh, okay, like consider me subverted. Like I did not expect it to go this way. And like, yeah, once that happened, and then yeah, again, Kevin Durant is great. Did anyone else think that he looked like Elon Musk?
Yes.
Oh.
He had like a tight black t-shirt on and his hair was like up like that. And he just looked artificial in that way. That it's like he had some work done. I feel like it was like intentional to like really solidify that he was evil.
It may have been. Yeah, that'd be good if that was intentional. Because I like that guy otherwise. And when I realized that, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can enjoy this guy and stuff now. But if it was intentional, that makes it better. I also liked that there was when, you know, at least when he was revealed to, you know, not be the killer or whatever. Like, and it's funny because like I don't even like really engage with this culture, but it is such like a part of the culture of where I live. Like having a hunter character and like seeing him in like the camo gear, and like, not that people don't fucking carry their kills like that, but the way that he was just like walking across the road with that's not how that
I've seen
usually
it
goes. But I like the representation of like I feel even though this is Missouri, I was like, I feel seen having a character like this in here, and not be like the creepy like killer guy or whatever.
Yeah, but I think that scene is definitely supposed to like make you think that, because it's like a very typical like sort of jump scare. Where I think that's like the scene where she's doing the clown box the first time, and then when the clown pops out of the box, she like looks up and she's like, "Oh shit, stop!" And then like they slam on the brakes, and it's him just walking in the middle of the road with his deer. And then it's like, yeah, you're supposed to associate that with like, oh, maybe it's him. Oh, he's a weird guy, I guess. It is interesting that like other than Kevin Durant, I feel like, and I guess Quinn's dad, none of the other parents really are like all that present. Like the weightlifter kid or the other, I forget the other guy.
The one who thought he was being pranked with a Nerf gun?
Yes, him. He's like in this giant house, and there's like nobody home. There's nobody there. And I mean, I guess maybe it's because like the parents are the killers, but it's like, I don't know. It's just it was wild to see that. Just like where's anyone's parents at all?
My thought was like, this is unrealistic because he would be getting yelled at for having all those lights on because it's like late at night.
That's why they were okay with him being killed. They're like, the electricity bill is going to go down so much.
Yeah. This murder is going to pay for itself.
I love
that's why they put the tarp down so they wouldn't have to redo the carpet or anything.
The one little, it's kind of in the vein of like how I was saying that I'm like, well, no, I mean this is just I was gonna say how I was like nitpicking like mockumentaries or whatever. Not, I guess not quite like that. But there's one bit where my immersion was like broken too much, and it was at the very end when they get in the clown car, and it's a stick shift, which is very clearly made that she's never driven a stick shift before, and she's able to drive it out of there without popping the clutch once. I was like, bullshit.
Well, that's the whole point of that was, that her dad finally got to teach her how to do it, because that's like set up earlier. Because like she gets in trouble, she gets arrested and she's in the jail, and then her dad comes and he was like, "Oh, well, I was gonna give you this, but not now." Like he got her a car because she said earlier in the movie that like she doesn't even have a car, she can't drive around or anything like that. And then he's like, "Well, I guess we'll just have to teach you at a later date," or something along those lines. And so then that's like the payoff at the end is like they get in the clown car, and then it's like he tells her how to do it, and then she again does it flawlessly.
Yeah. I got what they were doing. They were bringing that back, but I just...
Well, even in between, when she's in the truck and she's like... I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I was just going to bring up, I was frustrated. I'm like, she's not even trying. I'm like, even if you've never driven stick before, like, you can get somewhere. Like, you're going to fuck the truck up, but I'm like, why is this girl not even making an attempt? So I'm like, that's where I was frustrated with the stick shift.
Yeah.
Start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. You start with lower numbers till they go higher. That's what I would assume. I've never driven stick either.
You have your foot on the brake and the clutch to start it, and then you can go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that well, that's what I'm saying. Coming from somebody who does drive stick and like learning it and like having tried teaching it to a couple people, it's like everybody you can tell somebody, okay, foot on the brake and clutch, and then put it into first, and then you're gonna press down on the gas and let off on the clutch at the same time. You can tell them to that any which way you want. They're gonna pop the clutch. It's gonna happen. They could have had it happen like once or twice, and I would have been fine. But they totally could have. But it's just a little nitpick. I wasn't actually like, oh, it's so fucking stupid. But
well, they could have had her show off and shift without using the clutch if you have the RPMs exactly right.
Yeah. Yeah. I did really like the that was one of my a part or an aspect that I really liked was I really liked the dad and like their relationship and like just kind of that throughout the movie. Like I like that he was he was just always like he was just like a good dad, you know. He was like trying to be supportive, but she wasn't giving herself a good like name or whatever. Like she literally got thrown in jail on like the second day in town. So he's got his work cut out for him.
She was being a teen in a horror movie.
Yeah. But he's always like trying to be supportive, and like he get that scene where he gets her out of jail and he's like, yeah, I got you a car, and it's like not like a happy moment, but I was like, oh man, he's so nice. And then like where the movie ends and they like finally like make up, and I really like that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of came down on almost a little bit on the opposite side there, where like I thought he freaked out on her like very unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Like refused to believe her on anything. And obviously I know it's like they're supposed to be dumb teens in a horror movie, but I feel like he was just like when what's his face like dropped her off or whatever, he was like, you're never seeing him ever again.
Yeah.
It
actually, extreme.
I wrote down that it's so annoying when parents never listen to their kids in horror movies.
And it's like, obviously I know it's for the plot of the movie for like that to like happen later, but and then they got like that screaming match when they got home, and it's just like very heavy dialogue about like, that's why you always run away. Like, I'm done running away. Like, it's like, oh, this is for us to like pick up on. I like as they had that kind of yelling match at each other, and I looked over at Chloe and I was like, that's why they call it Little Italy, because nothing ever changes here. Like that's kind of what it reminded me of, that scene from like Little Italy, where it's just like this sort of like a weird argument that doesn't really say much. I don't know.
It didn't start out in a great spot. I just like where they end up.
Yeah.
That was nice.
I still liked him, but I did note that he was a bit too like overprotective, and it led to him being like a bit too short and hard on her in the beginning. Because they're new in town, she's trying to make friends. Like, she's kind of unfairly treated by the police. Like, listen to your child.
But I guess that does make sense once you know that like all of the teachers and all of like the cops and every like adult in the town is just like intentionally shitty because we're gonna kill you later. Which
but that's why I wish her dad had listened more to her, because he's not obviously in on it. So
right.
Yeah, I noticed something was up.
So my question is, and I feel like this is kind of like brushed on, but doesn't really get brought up again. And maybe you're not meant to think more about it. But there was that other guy in the jail, Daryl, I think his name was.
Oh yeah.
That he says something to them. He says something to the kids about like, I don't know if it's about. Does he say like don't fuck with Friendo
or something like that?
Oh yeah, don't fuck with Friendo or something.
And then when like all the kids get released, Will Sasso's like, not you, Daryl, and he like shuts the gate back on him. I was like, is that supposed to say like he's like one of the adults in this movie that doesn't go along with it? Or like maybe he was, I don't know how old he would have been in like I guess it would have been like 30 years prior. He might have been like younger, and
it would have been
like he was in the 90s.
Yeah.
Where like maybe he's one of the few adults in the town that doesn't agree and like doesn't go with it.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it really ever comes back to him.
I think you might be thinking too deep with this.
No, I 100% am. It felt interesting that there was like an adult in the jail cell that Will Sasso was like, no, you don't get to go out.
Like, I wonder what he did to land himself there.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the one who killed in 91.
Yeah.
And he's just in a general holding cell with the teenagers.
Yeah.
And would they really arrest him though? Wouldn't they like let him go somewhere since they all are killing?
Yeah.
I could see it being either way. It could just be like a little, horror stinger, got the old creepy guy spelling doom, or it could be that. I did feel like there was. I was gonna say I did feel like the way that he was like framed or whatever, and like that, like his line, and it felt like it was kind of saying that there was something a little bit more to him, but I don't know.
Yeah, at first I thought he was just some kind of like day drunk, and it was like, like telling your kids like be afraid of the boogeyman or whatever, type deal. But kind of like the idea that maybe he was like trying to give her a warning as the new girl, like, don't get in with this crowd because they're already like on the chopping block, and if you keep being with them, you're about to, be next.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really, if she hadn't made friends with that specific crew, she wouldn't have been involved in the kids getting murdered that year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows how little it takes for them to like add you to the list. If she had been there for like just a couple days, and like, yep, she's got to go.
Well, it was immediate because like as soon as she gets into class, he's like, "Well, detention."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's like pushed to it.
Teacher. That's right.
But I'm also thinking, like, was everyone at that party who gets kind of like just massacred? Had they offended Friendo in any way? All of them? Because it felt like they were just killing kids at random.
I mean, yeah, it could just be that like they need a general culling, but they're like, but we have to kill these kids. We can kill other kids too because they probably all suck, but these kids gotta go.
Yeah, because you need someone to tell the story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to leave one alive to be the next Daryl in the jail cell.
Yeah.
See, when Cole gets arrested, that's what I thought was happening. I was like, either he secretly is on it, or they're trying to get him out of harm's way while they finish everyone else.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when it's revealed that like, yeah, his dad is like, no, I want to kill him more than anyone else.
You don't understand. I live with him.
If anyone dies tonight, it's going to be my son.
Oh, they should have had him in the Donnie Wahlberg in like Saw 3, where he's like kind of hanging there, and then the two chunks of ice come in.
Yeah.
And, like,
they did do that with one of the guys at the end. Yeah. The guy
one of the aggrieved store clerk that they like steal from.
Yeah, the kills. I did enjoy the kills in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the very first one you see is someone being lifted up by, well, I think the second one you see technically is someone being lifted up by a pitchfork. So to me, that's why I was like, okay, yeah, definitely supernatural, because that would take an insane amount of strength to do and then hold them up.
Yeah.
And then the kill with the guy lifting weights, and the clown just puts like the saw with it. I love that. Just like right into the cooler.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, the first one you see of the one kid like with the Nerf gun, and he just gets like his throat cut, and it's really quick. I was like, oh no. But then like every other kill was like pretty good.
I still like that where he's being wrapped up while he's still alive and bleeding out.
That was that was kind of like creepy, or that was like grim.
But I think my favorite is the back-to-back pitchforks, and it's what's her name laying next to the clown. She's like, I fucking hate you, Quinn. I fucking hate you too.
My favorite.
I love that.
Yeah, him like because she gets lifted up with a pitchfork too, and then like put into the light, and she's being like electrocuted at the same time. And I wondered, I don't know if that's what they were doing, but like I was like, well, I think that current would travel down and like electrocute the clown too. But then the only reason that's broken is because Quinn like hits him with something. I'm like, oh, so maybe he was. That would have been kind of funny if they had like addressed that more. Like the clown did that, but then he was like stuck like that because he was also being electrocuted.
Yeah, they could have shown like smoke coming out of the like nose holes of the mask as he's just like also being shocked or whatever.
And like the like fire like whistle sound as it
yeah.
Ears.
Yeah. Get Home Alone 2 with it when what's his face in the basement like grabs the electricity and like, turns into a skeleton.
Yeah. I love that scene.
Yeah, that scene when they're in like the farmhouse. And maybe you guys predicted it too, but I literally like leaned over at Chloe during that scene when they were like talking about like, oh, we gotta call 911, we gotta call somebody. I looked over and I was like, it's gonna be a rotary phone, and they're not gonna know how to do it.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah.
And at first, maybe I groaned, but I think the movie had like, I'd warmed up to it at that point where I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good.
But like to be fair, I would not be able to use that phone. I would not be able to dial 3 digits with that phone. No.
I think I could use a rotary phone.
Yeah. Did you not have a rotary growing up? What?
No.
I had a rotary phone growing up.
Oh.
Okay, well, grandma.
I mean, I was gonna say I had a grandma.
I have months on you.
I don't know if I knew anyone who had one, but I think
nope.
Yeah, it might have been like a grandparent. Yeah, just Peyton.
Yeah.
Rural Ohio, we're like 5 years behind everyone. So I guess that tracks.
Because like we had like a household phone, but it just had like a normal like pad with,
mm-hmm.
keys like.
Yeah,
definitely didn't spin around.
I was waiting for there to be a scene where it's like, we gotta check the security cam footage and maybe we can see who the clown is. Oh, what's this? Oh, what's a floppy drive? Just like just keep going down the list of like old tech that like young kids wouldn't know.
Yeah.
They have to figure out how to send a fax.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Another thing that would have I'll be dead.
They gotta use a thumb drive, so they order it through Amazon Air.
Yeah. This isn't in the cloud.
Okay, I got something for well, at least for Chris and Nick. Because the other two don't know this person. But and maybe now that I'm prefacing it, you'll get what I'm going for. But did you guys think of the same thing when they called Will Sasso the worst sheriff in America? or and even when he like pulled the mask off and he was revealed to be the like one of the killers, I was like, still not as bad.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily think of him, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have sheriffs for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
And they're also clowns.
Yeah.
It sounds so. Does every state have that, or is it just like the kind
It's
of
like
cities do?
What's like
Cities
city
and counties.
Or we have count. Yeah, ours is a county sheriff.
County
department.
sheriff.
Yeah.
And then we have city police for us at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
and
like how it is for like
sheriff in
major
the city.
cities. Well, no, they. It's a little. I
don't
don't
have
know
a
exactly.
sheriff in New York.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah,
I
I
always
don't
thought
know.
it was like.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how it's like delineated, or how it. But I just know here that we have both, and like they both, like in town. I see both city police cars and sheriff's department.
Yeah, I think in bigger cities it's like chief of police. It's a more, I guess, I don't even know if dignified role is like the right word, but it's more of like I don't know. Like when you think of sheriff, you think about like a guy in a wood paneled building that hasn't been updated since 1994.
I think of like a really small town.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like, I don't know if any of you've seen like Eddington. It'd be like Joaquin Phoenix in Eddington. Like they're just like, it's like 4 guys.
Right.
And he's like the sheriff, and it's like, it's basically just a normal cop who did like more ass kissing than the rest of them or whatever.
Mm.
But where Chris, TJ, and I come from, we have the prestigious honor of having Darleaf as our county sheriff. And if you look up anything about that guy, he's really cool and has done some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And he keeps getting reelected.
Yeah, because he has no competition in a place like ours.
Just to throw it in, I looked it up. There is in fact a sheriff of New York City.
Oh, okay.
And they are a mayoral appointee, unlike every other county in New York, which is an elected official sheriff.
Oh,
but they
okay.
do apparently have them.
Huh.
Oh,
yeah, ours are.
okay.
Oh, that different? Yeah, like police, like city police. That's not an elected position, right?
I don't think so.
Right.
So
So,
it's
I guess
just-
sheriffs are the elected, and then
Yeah.
police are
Okay.
hired.
Yeah.
But do sheriffs have to have maybe your police don't have an education, actually.
There's no way that Darleaf. There's no way he has anything past high school education.
Because I think I've heard that you only need like a 6-week course or something to be a police officer in America.
Six months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Here
and if
it's like three years.
Huge
It's like a bachelor's
difference.
degree.
Huge.
Yeah.
yeah, that would make.
Well, we're working on getting it down to 3.
Yeah, 3.
Oh.
Yeah,
We gotta get them boys on the road.
Yeah,
Got to get rid of that
Right.
pesky reading.
yeah. Any amount of if it's up to them, the less they can do, like the more easily accessible they can make it to like just the average Joe who wants to, I don't know, shoot minorities. They'll do it.
Yeah. Great idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to add more facts. I keep looking stuff up. Sheriff just has to have a GED. So, high school diploma, put him in.
Yeah.
It just gets worse.
Great.
That's I mean, that's what I really don't think ours have anything beyond that.
We have like an actual like police academy where you get the bachelor's degree that only trains police officers.
Well, we have police academy movies with Michael Winslow.
Those are funny.
That's our that is our equivalent.
So we both have something to be proud of.
Yeah.
He's a national treasure.
Yeah, our town feels like it would be one of those like Eddington, where it would just be like a small crew of sheriff's department, but ours is like the opposite. They have like a fucking armory, like tanks and what are those called? Like the big, like, they're not tanks, but they're like the transport vehicles. They're fucking kitted out where we live. They're gearing up for, I don't know, something. Yeah. I don't know why they would need any of this in the county that they have jurisdiction in.
It's like, I think,
but heaven forbid that money goes towards education.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, it's like, what's the like number one crime there? It's probably just like petty break-ins or like meth production. Those are probably like those are probably like the two crimes, and it's like, you need you know,
need military artillery to shoot the crackheads. We need to split them in half with our artillery rounds.
Just vaporizing meth dealers or whatever.
Oh my god! On drugs for nothing.
Yeah.
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 You know,
the clowns in the cornfield are actually the police.
It's a metaphor.
Oh,
it's a metaphor. Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
I do remember something I was going to mention about that. Is that I wondered if this was like a slip of the tongue from you, Peyton. But when I was asking for like recommendations, you said it a couple times. You called this movie "Clowns in a Cornfield," so I did want to say that did kind of tee me off.
Sorry
to there being multiple clowns in this movie.
Wow, spoiling with the recommendation.
My bad.
It's like Hot Fuzz. Any luck catching those swans?
Freudian slip.
It's just the one swan, actually.
Yeah. Also, Hot Fuzz. Like, this movie is very Hot Fuzzy in a way. It's like the older generation, like, taking out the unwanted people in their town.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I mean, yeah, I wasn't really feeling it at the first half, and then once the gay subplot got added in, I was like, okay, this rocks.
I'm back on bottom. You got me.
I really was back on board.
I was really happy because I kind of saw it coming, or like I was hoping for it to happen. Like when they had that conversation with Cole in the car and then Russ, and they were all like moody with each other. I was like, oh, I ship it.
He's like, are you still dancing in the mirror to boy band music? And then you're like, oh,
yeah.
See, I did like when it's actually out. When it's actually out in the open, like all the gals are like, oh,
yeah. Just watching in the background.
Again, the like it's nice how much the second half really like, just kind of turned everything around and like recontextualized, or like made, I guess, the more kind of like staleness of the first half like make more sense. I guess where like going through it, I was like, I really don't care about these teenage kids. Again, second half they got more interesting. The dynamics changed a little bit, but first half it was just like, hey, they're just kind of like annoying assholes. Yeah, they're like doing these like pranks that are like, I know that if I lived in this town, I would probably be annoyed. You know,
yeah.
Like and the whole like TikTok, like it was a YouTube channel, like YouTube, like obsessed, like video, like making videos out of everything.
We already got 3,000
like,
views.
Everything. Like, yeah, that was not appealing to me. But I was like, all these adult characters are really fun. Like these adult characters are kind of like popping in for like a scene or two, and they feel so much more like interesting animated characters. Yeah, animated. Yeah. I was like, I wish they were more like the main characters. And then it's like when I was like, okay, so they're all I'm like, that's why they're supposed to be memorable, so that when they take their masks off at the end, you're like, oh, it's that guy and that guy and that guy.
I feel especially that way about the teacher who, missed opportunity for casting if they had gotten Jim Rash to play that guy, because I feel like he was very awesome. Dean Pelton coded.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the second half makes the first half make sense. Like, whereas like he's like exceptionally harsh on them and is just like a total dickhead. And it's like, they do like kind of mess with him and they like print off his dating profile or whatever. And it's very badly photoshopped his head on like a hunky guy's body or whatever. But yeah, it does that thing where he's like very extreme and very like memorable. And then you're like, oh yeah, he's probably extra harsh on these kids because he's like, I can't wait to kill all of them later.
He's getting really excited.
Yeah. Yeah, and if he wasn't so like over the top, like at the beginning, when he pulls his mask off at the end, I would have been like, wait, which one is that? But because they were the way they were, as soon as I was like, okay, it's that guy. He was just in like the one scene near the beginning, but boom, I remembered him right away. And then like the shopkeep also just in like one scene, so that's kind of cool that they had all those guys, and they're all, you can remember all of them. Yeah, I'm just skipping around the end, and just Kevin Durant looks so great with that makeup on. And he has kind of like the like kind of like dirty, like raggy, like hobo clothes on with it too. Oh, and he escapes at the end too. That was another thing.
He does.
He just gets away.
He just drives away.
I'm assuming is a setup for the sequels. Like,
it's not the endo for Friendo.
Yeah. But I did think it was interesting that like in that like the kind of epilogue scene, I guess, like the 1 year later, that like nobody acted like concerned or anything. Like if I was Cole, I would probably not be living there anymore.
Yeah.
I also had that thought. I'm like, why the fuck did you guys stay here?
Yeah.
Like, I would have moved next day.
Her dad saw a power vacuum and wants to consolidate the town, and then he's gonna be like, his daughter's gonna go off to college, and then he's gonna be like, you never visit me on holidays in college, and then he's like, I get it now. And then he's gonna become the next friendo.
Yeah,
that could be fun if they turn it into like maybe like the friendo thing is like an actual curse, and it's like there is like some evil that turns the adults like into these like vengeful like psychopaths.
Yeah, it's like the Green Goblin mask. No, it's it's the Green Guy, and it's just like you see him sitting in his office of like as the mayor. Yeah, and it's just like they're like, they don't know who Led Zeppelin is, and you're like, no,
it can't be.
They don't know why we say roll up a window.
Yeah. They didn't turn all the lights off in the house. Who do you think pays this electricity bill? Kill them all.
Yeah, I like that.
I want this movie to happen now.
It just, considering that there's 2 more sequels and they kind of like cleaned up the town, I do wonder what, other than, Kevin Durant's character getting away, like how they, like where the story goes from here.
The next one's gonna tackle social media and be called Unfriendo.
Oh God.
I would definitely be interested to see the sequels. So I hope this gets a second. I'd watch it.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll go back to the town or if it's going to be like dad tracking him down elsewhere.
Yeah.
From what I saw on Reddit, it seemed like it focused a lot on Rust and Cole, so I'm guessing it stays in the town.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They start seeing spirals everywhere, and then.
Yeah, when she found that box in her car at the end, and she just throws it out the window, I'm like, shouldn't she be more worried about this being like a bad sign?
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the main guy got away.
probably nothing.
Fine.
Yeah.
If I were her, I'd call right away and be like, by the way,
It's
heads up.
happening again.
I found this box. Yeah. But nah.
Did you put another one of these in my... Yeah.
Just a prank, bro.
Restarting the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their production value was pretty good. Like when he had
That
like
was
the
so
guts
high.
hanging out, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually did make him note of that. I was like, first kill 20 minutes into the movie. That's sooner than I expected.
Yeah. That was my nitpick. Was that like all their YouTube videos looked like they were shot with like professional 4K cameras, and it's just like they're just like walking around with their iPhones like taking videos, and it's like it wouldn't look like that. It would not look like that at all. It's like professionally like dollied and like steady cammed and all that shit. I was like, no way. That was my only nitpick with that stuff. Like your YouTube channel would not look that good.
You don't see, but they have like all the like lenses and rigs that like they used to shoot 28 years later with to make it look nice.
Okay, yeah.
Whenever there's a
like
kill, they have the cool like whip, like the like bullet.
Yeah,
time
they've
thing.
got like $15,000 like ARRI lenses or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, question. Now that I am skipping around now. I mean, it probably is because they, like, the kids are like, oh, you know, we need to get the angles for it. But at the parade, the guy on the it probably is just the guy. The one on the unicycle who starts the fire.
Yeah,
he's like juggling the bombs or whatever. I mean, it's implied or whatever that it's the jock guy who gets his head cut off. But I did find it interesting that they never like address that. You never see him take the mask off. You never hear him talk. So there was a part of me that was wondering, like, was that somebody else, or was that like? And also they look kind of like scrawny and not how I would have assumed like a athlete guy to look. And I was like,
yeah.
One of my thoughts was like, is that teacher and they're setting them up or whatever, setting those kids up?
Oh, like he's gonna set the fire and everyone's gonna freak out and be like, look what those kids did.
Yeah, like or maybe not explicitly the teacher, but it could be just one of the adults, like, yeah, setting up the kids to make them less make her dad more angry at her, make, any of their parents, more, make them more of the villains and less sympathetic to people when they're saying, hey, we're being attacked or whatever. Like, well, you...
Yeah, I thought it was a tie-in earlier when they were talking about the fire that burned down the
that
factory.
Too.
It's like,
exactly, yeah.
We didn't do it, but nobody believes us. And like, same thing happening here.
That kind of made me think it even more when it's revealed that like the dad was the actual one who burned the factory down. It's like, well, they could be doing the same thing here. They're blaming these kids for starting this fire,
Right.
I thought
because
they never say it clearly, but
I definitely didn't think it was one of the teenagers who did it. I thought it was some other asshole. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the movie, it was kind of implying it because they're like, oh, we need to get shots of this. We're gonna do something crazy. And so I think the idea, and they start filming that, and they're laughing at it like that's the kid, the athlete kid or whatever. But
see,
yeah.
the angle that we were thinking about as we were watching this was, I think we were thinking more of like the small town angle, is that we thought all the killer clowns were going to be like people that were put out of work when the factory burned down. And so we were thinking like there's going to be like, oh, all the, like, you know, it's like, because that's like a very small town thing. It's like a lot of small towns, like if you look at their origins, it's like there was one factory that made a thing that employed a lot of people. So a lot of people moved there. And then for some reason or another, that factory shut down or ceased operations or like burned down or something happened. And people still live there, but that economic driving force isn't there anymore. And so we were thinking that it was going to be like all of the clowns that were like killing people were like, you know, they blamed the kids for burning down the thing. So they're like, you got rid of our source of income, like our job, so we're going to kill you all.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like, I like the idea that it's like, no, it's like the shithead CEO of the company who lives in his like mega mansion is just like, I burned it down for the insurance money. When I do things evil because I can.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense if it was like, yeah, angry, unemployed townspeople as well. I didn't think about that though for some reason. I just thought it was, yeah, all the adults.
Yeah.
Oh, but that could have been so good then when like he does admit that he burned it down for the insurance money, and then it's just like, oh, the kids are actually filming it with their phones, like for their YouTube channel, and then all the townspeople see that, so all the clowns stop killing the kids, and then they chase down the CEO, and then they just like obliterate him in the cornfield. Like they do what they did at the beginning, and they like pitchfork him up. And then, like, set him on fire or something. I know what you were thinking of just there, TJ. I did think that, and I stopped myself from saying it.
Okay.
But that would also be insane if they did that, what we were thinking of just now.
Oh, I also liked how, like, it made me think of You're Next. I think that was also kind of... Because it changed how the clown, like, friendo was, like, how they, like, acted. Like, the first half or whatever, it does feel, especially with, like, the time jump, I thought it was some, like, undead, supernatural killer who just goes around and, you know, they can teleport and, you know, they're just there and they're just, you know, unkillable or very hard to kill or whatever. But then as soon as they shoot the one, and then it's there's the more come out. It totally reframes Friendo. They're shot less like, you know, like not as many of those like low angle, like where it makes them seem like like really imposing and unstoppable. They're shot more just like plainly like people, and then they're like tripping over like coolers, and like they keep like. They're like constantly like they're like bumbling, and you're like, oh, they're just people. Like it totally changes how they're perceived like in an instant. And I that was another thing that I liked about it. And that's how like the like bad guys are in Your Next. That's what I always go to.
I think my last thing is I really loved when the last friendo was hit by the car and it plays like the squeaky noise. Right when he gets splattered.
Yeah. Well, Peyton, you want to start us off then?
Ranking? Yeah, I'm gonna go with a score of 7.5. I think it's really fun, really solid. I don't think it's gonna go down in history as like the next groundbreaking horror movie. But I think as far as slashers go, it was good. It had its moments of subversion of expectation. So, yeah, go 7.5, maybe even an 8 on a good day.
Nice. Yeah, I'm a little lower. I went, but not too much. I'm like a high 6. I feel like I'm like exactly like a point under you, where I'm like I guess like on a good day I could see giving it a 7, but it's a high 6. I guess if I did like decimals, 6.5 or whatever. But yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I liked that it felt and it did get a little more subversive as it went on, sure, but it felt more. I also liked how much of just like a genuine straight up slasher it felt like too. It wasn't, it was, doing some like character twisty stuff or whatever, but it wasn't like, it was the most earnest modern slasher I've seen in like a long time. Like too many movies like this have to be something different, like Scream or even Terrifier's kind of like, Terrifier's a slasher, but it's like Grindhouse. So it has like, it's like, you can't just do a slasher nowadays. You have to have some other angle. But this felt just kind of like a genuine straight up one with, some interesting character beats as it went on. And yeah, like I said, if they come out with a sequel, it'll be on my radar. It was fun. You know what? I kind of group it with the Fear Street movies. I don't know if any of you guys watched those ones, but campy, not amazing, but like very watchable and fun, like horror movies. So.
Yeah, I think I'm also like right there with you. Like 6, high 6 could go up. I think once that second half started and it got more campy. I think if I watched it again, I would appreciate the setup and then the subversion and then all of that kind of stuff. So I think my initial watch, I was kind of groaning at like all the generational stuff. Not even insofar as that like I disagree with what they say or I agree with what they say. Just like that stuff in movies is like grating to me no matter what. But it's like there's a reason for it now. So it's just like, I think if I watched this again, I think I would probably enjoy it a lot more now that I kind of know the movie's game and like what it's going for. And then all the kills are great. The characters are all like pretty memorable. Even like like the way we were talking about like all the teachers and like all of the adults that we see that are like these larger than life personalities. It's like, oh yeah, he's a killer. He's a killer. He's a killer. I always love seeing Will Sasso and stuff. I've been watching him since like the Mad TV days, and so it's like anytime I get to see him doing something, it's great. He will forever in my heart be Kenny Rogers doing Jackass on Mad TV, or like the Tony Soprano, where the Mad TV sketch where it's like, what if Tony Soprano was on normal cable and every time they go to swear, it just cuts away. It's a pretty good bit. So yeah, I think on a rewatch, it would definitely go up. I feel similarly how I felt watching like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which like I think this one's clever. Yeah. This one's a bit smarter. Yeah. But like Five Nights at Freddy's was like, it was still like a fun little slasher with some interesting character development, and it's got like an older guy from the early 2000s. Like it's got Matthew Lillard in it, so it's like you've kind of got that like driving force of like an actor that's just like chewing the scenery. Same with Kevin Durant. So yeah, it's a high 6. I definitely watch the other ones in the series, especially if they're done by Eli Craig, I think his name was, that director. I think if it was him at the helm of all of them, like sign my ass up.
Man, despite how like okay Five Nights at Freddy's is, and how like it's funny how like when like fan service works, it works so well on me, because like, man, I still think it's so fucking cool when he does the ghost face like knife clean in that. I think that's so fucking cool. Okay. You guys, who wants to go next?
Go ahead.
Okay. I had lots of fun watching it. I think it's like a strong 7 from me. It gave like the old school slasher vibes, even though it's obviously modernized as well. I'm like a sucker for killer clowns as well, so that was just a bonus. It's been a while since I've seen like a clown horror movie, so that was fun. And it did make me like laugh out loud at several points, especially like after slashing starts happening. There's lots of funny moments. And then, there were surprise gays, which is just always a big plus. A lot. I guess. Oh, a gay. Yeah. It would have been higher if like I cared more about the characters. Like I didn't particularly like any of the teenagers. They're gays. But
Yeah.
I guess you don't really need to care that much about them because they're going to die anyway. But still, it's nice if you do like them.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun watching it. I thought it was some creative kills. And yeah. So it was 7.
Nice.
I think I'm going to be the high watermark and give it an 8.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
I enjoyed being tricked because I thought it was going to be like a supernatural slasher because it starts with like a flashback. I enjoyed like when it kicks off, they kind of lean into the silliness of, oh, it's just adults dressed as clowns. These are regular folk. There's nothing like awe-inspiring or supernatural about them.
Mm.
The clown sound effects being mixed in for some of the stuff. I really liked the kills, like the head in the cooler gets me, the pitchfork and being electrocuted gets me. The doctor stabbing the clown and telling him to leave the knife in. Loved it.
Yeah,
and
That was
like
That was a good moment.
there's a wrap up and it leaves room for a sequel, and I would have zero problem recommending this movie to people because I know it's not going to keep anyone up at night.
Hell yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. Good stuff. Well, I think now we can just roll into the next rec, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, next episode's movie is a recommendation from Ida, and it is a movie. Here it comes out. From 1996, directed by Wes Craven. Scream.
Speaking of Matthew Lillard.
Speaking of, yeah. So if you don't want to be spoiled for Scream, watch it before the next episode. These episodes come out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. EST on YouTube in video form, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more in audio form. We also have social pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And with all that said, Nick might be the only one who gets this reference. I'm pulling a reference from another movie with this one. I never popped the clutch, not one time. You know what that is, Nick?
Is this something we
Vampire's
made?
Kiss. No, it's Vampire's Kiss. I never misspelled anything, not once, not one time. And I'm TJ, and with me as always.
As always, I gotta go make a phone call, but I can't figure it out because of this damn rotary phone. So I'm gonna go look up a YouTube video on how to do a rotary phone. And I'm Nick, and joining us for our correspondents are
Peyton, and I'm going to go learn to drive stick.
hell yeah.
And Ida, and I finally know the difference between a cop and a sheriff.
Hell yeah, you do now.
Thanks.
It's great information
Chris.
to have.
I'm Chris, and you can find me walking across the street with loaded guns suspiciously in the middle of the night.
Sweet. Honk honk. I don't know.